What's up, guys? NorbCam coming at you. It's been a good week as a Seahawks fan since we came out of MetLife Stadium victorious over the New York Jets 27-17. Somewhat unexpected in the way that it turned out, but as a fan, I was very happy the way the result of that game turned out and the performance that particularly Russell Wilson did at that game. So not only was I watching very intently, but I had our very own Jets fan right here, GangGreen David, watching at the game at MetLife. David, tell me your impressions coming from that game. How was it watching my Seahawks beat up on your Jets?
Well, Norb, I was at MetLife Stadium watching the Jets-Seahawks game. It was a good game. The first half was good, especially the touchdown by Brandon Marshall to end the first half. We were only down 14-10. And then things started going downhill in the second half as Ryan Fitzpatrick threw 3 interceptions in the second half. And he just started kind of slacking off. So your Seahawks were the better team on Sunday. So congratulations to you guys. You kind of read us like a book, pretty much.
We both had our keys to the game. Recap what yours were, and let's just kind of talk about what happened on that day, because it was pretty close for a good chunk of the game, and it wasn't until the second half that we really started to pull away.
One of my keys to the game was hopefully the defensive line can take advantage of the backfield you guys have. Unfortunately, they didn't do that the entire time. They only had, I believe, 1 sack on Russell Wilson. The O-line for Seattle did play well, which gave Russell some time to throw to his weapons, and that includes Jimmy Graham. My second key to the game was to use the weapons wisely for Ryan Fitzpatrick. He did do that in the first half. He nearly proved everybody wrong. He had a great first half until the second half. Like I said, he slacked off. His throws were inaccurate, and he threw 3 picks in the second half. So unfortunately, Ryan Fitzpatrick didn't get smart with his weapons in the second half. And then my final key to the game, which was to finish strong, unfortunately the Jets did not do that. So unfortunately my keys to the game were not exactly as planned, even though one was half planned. But other than that, your Seattle Seahawks took advantage of what our advantages were supposed to be.
Were you surprised at how well Russell Wilson performed in that game? I think you surprised a lot of people. I read an article by a writer for the New York Post who basically said Russell Wilson was going to be completely ineffective and useless, and he had one of the best games of his career, throwing for over 300 yards, no interceptions, 3 touchdowns, 133 passer rating. Did you see that coming as a Jets fan? Were you surprised at how well Russell played considering the injury situation coming in?
I was surprised because, Russell Wilson was playing on the injured foot, and like I said, the offensive line had good protection on Russell Wilson. Luckily for that, I don't think I saw much run game coming out of Russell Wilson. So, I am shocked that Russell Wilson did have the game he had. The secondary did slack off on certain plays, such as that second touchdown to, I believe it was McAdoo, and that big play to Baldwin when Pryor just completely wowed him and got called for the unnecessary roughness penalty. So Russell Wilson did have a good game, and it was shocking since it was off an injured foot.
And I think you were talking about Tanner McAvoy, who had that touchdown, the wide open touchdown where there wasn't like a Jet within like a zip code from him. I think that's the play you're talking about, right?
I am, yeah.
Now you were at the game. You could see the whole field from the TV standpoint when we were watching. I mean, it just looked like he just ran across the field and nobody picked him up. And then you had your safety just sort of kind of fell down and tripped on himself. What did you see there on that play? I was like, what happened? How did he get so open?
Yeah, Calvin Pryor did fall down on that play. It was miscommunication from the defense, which has been something the Jets have been struggling with on defense, which was miscommunication. It happened pretty much in every single game, and that McAdoo touchdown play was an example. It was miscommunication on coverage there.
All right, McAvoy. Remember the name, McAvoy.
I apologize.
All right, show some respect. Okay, so my keys to the game. Well, the first one was I said Jimmy Graham. They need to use Jimmy Graham and involve him even more in the offense than they did. He was the leading receiver with 6 receptions, over 113 yards, made some amazing catches. I said the offensive line had to protect and do a decent job. They did both. Like you said, Wilson was only sacked one time, but the main thing is that he had time to throw 2 deep routes down the field. And then the big one was the turnovers. Like I said, we'd only gotten 1 turnover prior to that point, and we got 3, 2 by Richard Sherman, and that was a huge part. That probably was a lot of the reason why it snuffed out any chance of the Jets coming back. Let me ask you this now. So Fitzpatrick has thrown, what does that make it, 9 interceptions in the last 2 games? Is that correct?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you, where's your confidence right now in Fitzpatrick? Obviously, the knee-jerk reaction is everybody's saying, from a Jets fan standpoint, there's a lot of talk that they need to sit Fitzpatrick, put Geno Smith in there. What's your take on the quarterback situation? Does he stay? Does he go? What should the Jets do?
Well, right now the Jets are believing that Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to start. I mean, they're too confident in him. Even Brandon Marshall saying, I'm going down the ship with Ryan Fitzpatrick. There are the Jet fans who, you are right, they're saying bench Fitz, start Geno. I mean, I am on kind of on that bandwagon too. But at this point, if Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't play well against the Pittsburgh Steelers, then I kind of want him benched and I want Geno Smith in the game. But as long as the team is confident in him, I'm still confident in him, unless he performs poorly again.
All right, so you're going to give him one more chance. One more game to prove himself.
One more game.
Yeah, you got a tough game coming up here. Pittsburgh Steelers. You're on the road, right?
It is on the road, and it is a tough one because we are playing at Heinz Field, which is where the Jets struggle to play, and the Steelers are coming off a very, very dominant game against a very powerful team, the Kansas City Chiefs. So looking into that game makes me afraid. The last time we did beat the Pittsburgh Steelers was when we were on that horrific 4-12 stretch, but this is when we were at MetLife Stadium. Unfortunately, we are not at MetLife Stadium. We are at Heinz Field, and it is going to be a lot tougher to play there. Heinz Field is a very, very loud environment for the Jets. They have struggled in there, and they've only won once in there. So this is a game I am kind of afraid of, but I am confident going into this game, hoping and praying that we can get an upset against the Steelers.
Well, I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I probably wouldn't put a whole lot of money on the Jets beating the Steelers in their house, unfortunately. Although, I'm rooting for you to beat the Steelers because, as most people know, us Seahawks fans are anything but fans of the Steelers since they robbed us of a Lombardi Trophy 10 years ago. Them and the officials. And we'll never let that go ever. So I hope you guys put up a good fight. I would love to have you guys pull up the major upset and beat the Steelers this weekend, but that's going to be tough, especially in their house. But I just wanted to say it was fun doing this reaction video together. Obviously, somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. Obviously, I was on the winning side and you were on the losing side, so I'm sorry they had to go that way, my friend, but it was fun getting your reactions from inside the stadium. It's not very often I get to see other people's reactions from inside the game, especially the same one that I'm watching. So nice job, way to keep in there, and good job on the videotaping. It was fun.
Thank you, Norb. I appreciate it. It was an honor doing this pregame video with you, doing this reaction video, and now doing this postgame reaction video where I lived up to part of the bet. Unfortunately, I couldn't find time to get a Seahawks merchandise, but yeah. Unfortunately, I do respect Seattle, and I will live up to the rest of the bet, which is to wear the Seahawk hat, but I will do this once again. Seahawks!
Well, I am a little disappointed that you didn't come in the sporting the gear, because that was sort of our arrangement, that we were going to do this reaction video with the gear on, but I believe you that you are going to make good on your side of things.
I will.
But you got to do a little bit better than what you just did, even though you're going to do it separately on another video with the gear on. So when I say see, you're going to have to say Hawks, all right?
All right.
See!
Hawks?
See!
Hawks?
See!
Hawks?
A little more enthusiasm. See!
Hawks?
See!
Hawks?
See!
This feels so weird coming out of my mouth.
Oh, man. On a 1 to 10, an enthusiasm level, I'd give you about a 3. So you're going to have to do better than that on your on when you're sporting the gear, man.
It feels unnatural coming out of my mouth.
Now, it's going to be even tougher next week if you come off of a back-to-back losses with the Steelers, and then you have to put on the Seahawk gear, but I'm going to trust that you're going to bring it. All right?
Well.
All right. Well, I did want to tell you that even though I won my side of the bet, your stipulation was that if I were to lose that game, that I was going to send you a copy of the DVD. But just because you're a cool sport and I appreciate you supporting my channel, I'm still going to send you a copy of my movie to you, man.
I appreciate it.
It would be my pleasure to do so. However, I'm not going to do the Jets chant, though. You get the movie.
It's okay.
No chant, all right?
It's okay. It's okay.
All right. I told you I wasn't gonna. I'm not the type to rub it in. So I let the team and their actions speak for themselves. So good luck against the Steelers this weekend.
Good luck to you
up
for the rest of the season.
Thank you, and you too. I'm sure we'll be doing other videos down the line, but it's been fun, man. So again, let all the viewers know where to find you.
Once again, my name is David. I have a YouTube channel known as GangGreen David. Like I said, I did put my reaction video against the Seahawks on YouTube live from MetLife Stadium. I will be doing more of them. It has been an honor to do these last couple of videos with you, Norb. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you taking the time out to do this with me. And I can't wait to see how the rest of the season plays out. You can follow me on Twitter at GangGreenDavid1. You can follow me on Instagram at GangGreen_David. And even though I'm a Jets fan, go Hawks. I root for your team. I support your team.
All right, man. Well, good luck the rest of the way, and we'll be talking to you soon.
All right. That's fine.
All right. Go Hawks!
Jets, 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 Jets.
Nothing I can hear but all of you fans. Nothing but the best fans up in the stands. Come on. If you love the Hawks, then put up your hands. We are gonna be the Super Bowl champions.